Welcome to Wellness by Degrees. Today for class, we are going to do a gentle chair yoga sequence. This is a great class for beginners and those who have been practicing a while alike. So let's get started. To begin, sit up nice and tall, pressing the feet evenly into the ground, lifting up as though there's a string coming straight from your head up into the ceiling, rolling the shoulder blades back, pressing the hands evenly into the legs. And begin by breathing here. You can have the eyes opened or closed, whatever's more comfortable for you. But start to be aware of the breath, taking a couple deep inhales and exhales. Just starting to energize the body. On the next inhale, if the eyes are closed, you're welcome to open them. And exhale all the air out. From here, we'll start to bring movement into the neck. So just turning the head from side to side to begin. Connecting breath to movement. However you choose to do that. It can be a turn on each inhale and exhale, or you can hold on one side for a little bit as you take a couple breaths. Just being aware of what you need today. You can go as slow as you want. We don't want to go too quickly. And when you're ready, let's start to drop the head down and then look slightly up. We're not dropping the neck back, but if you want to go a little bit deeper, you're welcome to bring your hands up to protect the neck, and you might lift the gaze just a little bit higher. Then exhale, bringing the chin down towards the chest. Inhale, coming up, or whatever your breath is. And you're always welcome to stop, to hold in a certain position if it feels comfortable or the stretch feels good. Let's move into a couple neck rolls. You can go to either direction to begin. We're going to go back the other way when we're done. Again, if you're dropping the head back, make sure that you have the hands up to protect the neck. Here as well, if you find a place that feels good, you can stop for a moment, take a couple breaths there, and then continue. We all have different areas that we're tight. And then when you're ready, start going in the opposite direction. Going at your own speed. Being aware of your own needs today. If you don't go a certain direction, if the mobility is not there today, that's okay. Just go where your body allows you to. And let's bring the neck back to neutral. Let the arms drop down by the sides. And maybe shake out the shoulders just a little bit. Bring some movement into the shoulders and into the rib cage. From here, we're going to lean over to the right. So right hand is reaching down towards the ground. Left hand is welcome to come to the waist. You can flip the palm up and just bring it out to the side, or you're welcome to bring it all the way over the head. Gaze can come down and look towards that right arm. It can stay forward, or you're welcome to look up towards that left hand. So find the position and the gaze that feels good to you. We'll take a couple breaths here, really stretching into that side. You don't have to go too deep. This is more about the stretch than how deep we're going. If this isn't comfortable, you're also welcome to have both hands on the waist. That's a great option as well because we're working through the side ribs here. We're not necessarily stretching the arms. Inhale, let's come up to center, and exhale, let's drop left hand down or bring it to the waist. Right hand comes to the waist or it comes up. Make sure the palm is facing up. And then if you want to take it deeper, you can bring the arm over the head. I like my gaze down, but you're welcome to look forward or up, depending on what feels good to you and what you're working on. Being aware of the breath here. If you can't breathe, then you can back out of it a little bit or change the arms. Seeing if you can feel a stretch through those side ribs. If you're not feeling a stretch, you might need to sit up a little bit straighter or lean forward a little bit. Usually we're leaning forward too much, but sometimes we might be leaning back too far. Inhale, let's come up. Drop that arm down. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, let's bring both arms up, out to the side, flip the palms up, and come all the way up. Gaze might follow. You might touch the palms together or you might not. Exhale, let's lean forward. So remember, hinging at the hips as the arms come down to either rest on the legs or you can touch the fingertips to the ground. We're trying to keep the chest forward here. Inhale, let's roll back up. Bring the arms up. And exhale, let's let those arms drop down to the sides. From here, let's take the right arm and we'll cross it over to the left side of the body. Again, you can be lower down or about shoulder height. We want to try to straighten out the elbow. It's okay if we don't come very deep into the stretch, but we want to try to have a straight arm here. Exhale, let's let it come down and move to the other side. So left arm comes across, we grab just below the elbow, trying to keep that arm straight and stretch that arm across the body. Remember that it's your practice, your body. You can go as deep or you can be as relaxed as you want. Taking a couple breaths here. And exhale, let's drop those arms down to the lap. Let the shoulders relax. Take an inhale and an exhale. And on the next inhale, we're going to start to work the legs in. So taking the right leg, we're either going to put the sole of the foot to the inside of our other foot. We might cross it over the foot for a little bit deeper stretch, or we might lift it up onto our leg just above the knee. If we're doing this, the foot is flexed, the knee falls out to the side, and now wherever we are, you're welcome to keep the hands down for support, or you can bring them to heart center. And we're going to hinge at the hips, so leading with the chest, hinging forward, and then coming to wherever we come. That will give us a stretch through our leg. From here, breathe. You might keep the gaze just out in front of you or looking down at your left foot. We're going to take several breaths here. Inhale, let's rise up. Wherever the foot is, let's bring it back down. Plant that right foot and we'll move over to the left. So sole of the left foot comes to the inside of the right foot. Might cross over the foot for a little bit deeper stretch. We're trying to keep the foot flexed on all of these. Or we might lift it up just above the knee, keeping that foot flexed, letting the knee fall out. You can keep the hands down, bring the hands to heart center if you want, and then let's lead with the chest, hinging forward at the hips. Breathing here. Trying to keep the spine nice and long. We don't want to round through the spine here. We want to stay active and tall. It's okay if our forward fold is only 1 or 2 inches. It's okay if we're sitting straight up. As long as you're feeling the activation through the legs and through the body, and you're feeling a stretch here. Inhale, let's come all the way up, and let that leg come down. Moving back into mountain pose. From here, we're going to twist over to the right. You might draw the right hand back, put the left hand forward. You might reach around the outside of the right leg and go a little deeper, or you might hook the arm behind the chair and look back for the deepest version of the twist. Taking a couple breaths here. If you can't breathe or if you struggle to take a full breath, unwind a little bit. And when you're ready, let the gaze come back, let the arms come back, and move to the other side. So draw the left hand back, right hand forward. Level 1, level 2, bring the hands to the outside of that left leg. Level 3, you might hook the arm behind. And my chair is really far back, so it's hard for me to hook right now, but if you have some space behind your chair, you're welcome to hook the arm behind. Taking a couple deep breaths wherever you are. And exhale, let the gaze come back. Let the arms come back. Inhale and exhale. From here, we'll move into some cat-cow. So on the inhale, we're going to arch the spine, draw the shoulder blades back, and the gaze will rise slightly. And exhale, we're going to push into the legs, round through the spine, look towards the navel. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, rounding. Continue to go at your own pace, moving with the breath. We're just going to go through maybe 5 or 6 of these. Wherever you are, complete one more round, making sure that you get both the arch and the rounding, and then come back to mountain pose. From here, we'll draw the legs into the chest. So starting with the right leg, you can either grab underneath the leg, just underneath the knee, and lift up like this, elbows coming out. So we're really pulling with the arms, but we're also lifting with the leg. Or you can wrap the hands around the front of the knee and draw in tighter, depending on your mobility, your flexibility, and your body type. So some other options for this, if drawing the leg into the chest isn't working for you, you can take a second chair and set that leg out onto the second chair so that you have more space, and then you can work the leg in from there, just having the support underneath that foot. You could also do that with blocks or books or something else that you're standing on, so that you're assisting that leg in coming in. Also, just hanging out down here could be an option, and just work on lifting maybe 1 inch off the ground or a couple inches off the ground. So just play with it, find out what works for you. Just working that knee in towards the chest, wherever you're at, and making sure that the elbows are coming out as you do that. So we've been on this side for a little bit, so we'll let that come down and we'll move to the other side. All the same options here. Just come to whatever level works for you. We still want to be sitting up nice and tall, so do whatever works so that you can still plant that right foot into the ground, you can still sit up tall as you're working that knee into the chest. And as with everything else, making sure you can breathe. The breath is the most important. As long as you're breathing and bringing awareness to your body, then you are doing enough. Just showing up and trying is enough. And exhale, let's let that leg come back down. Take a deep breath in and release all the air out. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and exhale. From here, we're going to do a couple exercises standing up. So you can stand up. Let's move to the back of the chair. We'll flip this chair around so that we can hang on to the back of it. We're going to get a good grip on here, and then we're going to start to walk the feet back. So getting a stretch through the shoulders and arms. You can stop wherever you want to. When you feel like you're getting a stretch, you're welcome to stop. If you want to go deeper, you're welcome to try going a little bit deeper. Eventually, we're going to be looking towards the ground, pressing the hands into the chair, but we're not depending on the chair. The chair is just helping us lengthen. We're also pressing the feet in. It's okay to have a slight bend in the knees here if that helps you feel more balanced and secure. The feet should be a couple inches apart so that you're really able to ground and you don't feel off balance here. Take a couple deep breaths. Let the gaze come slightly forward so that the head aligns with the arms and the crown of the head is facing towards the chair. Crown of the head could be facing up towards the wall too, depending on how deep you went. We just want to make sure that the neck and head and spine are all in alignment. Inhale. Let's start to walk back up all the way. Make sure that those feet are still spread. Now we want to make sure we're standing nice and tall first, rolling the shoulder blades back, looking forward. And from here, we're going to bring the weight into our left foot. Hover that right foot, make sure we can lift it off the ground. If you can't, that's okay. You can just slide it back, keeping the toes on the ground. If you're able to hover okay, then I want you to try lifting that foot a couple inches off the ground. So knee is bending back, foot is lifting, weight is going into the left side. Our weight is even over our left side. So the hand should just be there to balance us, but we should be holding ourselves up with our leg, with our core, and with our balance. From here, if you want, you're welcome to reach around, if it's in your practice, and grab around the ankle, if that's your level of mobility. If not, just having it halfway up is great. Balancing here, breathing, being aware of your body, what you're feeling, how you're feeling. Do you feel balanced or not? Are you able to move into a position where you feel more steady? Do you need to back off a little? Just see what works for you now. Without judgment, just awareness. And exhale wherever you are. Let's let the leg come back until the foot is planted and the weight is even between both feet. From here, let's start to draw the weight over the right foot, balancing over the right foot. We'll begin by trying to lift the left foot just barely off the ground, maybe hover the foot. And if you're comfortable with the hover, you can start to lift the leg back. If not, then keep the ball of the foot on the ground as you start to lift that left foot. If you're comfortable here, let's lift up maybe a couple inches. We want to bend the knee. So bending the knee as much as you can, lifting that heel towards the sky as much as you can, making sure that you're not locking the standing leg. We're using our muscles, really engaging through the muscles, but the knee should be comfortable. It shouldn't be locked back. And then if it's in your practice, you're welcome to reach down towards that ankle and then pull that leg up so that you're closing off the leg between the heel and the hip. Taking a couple deep breaths here. Bringing awareness to the balance. If you feel pain anywhere, readjust, back off, try something different. If you feel discomfort, just breathe through that discomfort. And exhale, let's let it come back down. Maybe pedal through the feet and move back into our chair. So face the chair forward or whichever direction you want. Come back into your mountain pose. You might sit back so that your back actually makes contact with the back of the chair as we begin to relax. Arms can fall down to either side. They can come to heart center, or they can rest palms up in the lap. You might start to relax the feet and let them come forward. You might close the eyes, allowing the breath to return to normal, allowing all the muscles to start to settle and relax. Taking a couple moments of silence, being aware of the sensations that you have, what you're hearing, what you're feeling. If your eyes are open, just take in the room around you. You're welcome to be here as long as you'd like. When you're ready, return to your mountain pose, bringing the hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this practice, like and subscribe. Let me know what you want to do next, and we'll see you next week.